I'm gonna say this. I could hang out with Ron Slay. I felt Ron Slay. I felt his emotion Saturday. Because, Andy, I coached for 30 years basketball. And I can name on one hand in 30 years the number of guys I coached that would have done what Chad Baker-Mazara did Saturday. I mean, it was a, and I hope is a turning point for our basketball team this year. Because I told you off the air, and I can break it down here in a minute when we get into the stats, the things that we did offensively in this, I don't have a problem with our defense. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not crazy about the wholesale switching, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna stop talking about it. We play so hard on defense. The things we did offensively Saturday in the second half, had we done those things every game this year, we'd probably be undefeated right now. Well, I take that back. We did some great things against Baylor. They just beat us. But that was a clinic Saturday. But I felt Ron Slay's emotion. I totally agree with him. It was an incredible turn of events in the locker room. And Bruce Pearl recognized that and got out of the way.
Well, Brett has been saying on the show, he's been asking for the last 2 weeks, who are the leaders on this team?
I think we found
Who
one.
are the leaders on this team? Who is going to step up and be a leader on this team?
Yeah.
Well, the answer is Chad Baker-Mazara.
Yeah.
I mean, him and John Ibram. I think John Ibram has got to be one of the leaders, but I'm not sure who saw Baker-Mazara being the one to step up. And, you know, of course, we're talking about it. I'm sure everybody, you know, watched that game and understands afterward what, you know, that was the talk of it, of what happened, what was the difference, because Auburn was, like you said, they were a different team from the beginning to the first half to the second half. And it was just a matter of, you know, a guy that is new to the team, but an older guy, a transfer guy that had been around, played a little basketball, getting in people's face and say, "What, you know, look, guys." But it's far more mental than it is physical for this Auburn basketball team.
Yeah.
You know, doing the things that they're not taking bad shots, not turning the ball over. I mean, there was so many, you know, sloppy passes in that first half.
Yeah.
One-handed, just
8 turnovers.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
And the defense wasn't what it needed to be.
Yeah.
Giving up 44, I think, or whatever it was to Ole Miss. So just getting in their faces a little bit and kind of challenging them. Mm-hmm. They come out in the second half, and it wasn't that, you know, nothing miraculous happened. They just played better, more sound basketball. And you see what this team is capable of achieving.
Sharper, more focus, and unselfish. Yeah. That's what we saw in the second half that we did not see in the first half. And I'm quite sure, I don't think, you know, I think Brett will probably disagree with me on this just because I'm talking about not from a vocal standpoint. Because I finally saw some emotion out of Jalen Williams Saturday when he didn't get the call, when he got hit on that shot, and then went down on the other end and got called for a hit on a shot, and he showed some emotion. I'd like to see more of that. Like I said last week, I don't need him to act like K.D. Johnson, but I need some. But he's a leader by the way he conducts himself on the floor. Okay, I read a great quote this week, Andy. It was, "Do you want to be a team of character or a team of characters?" Mm.